On a crisp January day, Epping Forest looks as beautiful as ever. But according to Oxford plant expert Bob Johnston, 4 in 10 of its trees are dead or dying, the victims of acid rain and car exhaust fumes.
Well, you've only got to pan the camera around here. I believe this is a representative part of the forest. And if you look at the oaks in particular, they're all extremely poor. The dead branches sticking out, obviously thinning crowns. Really, they're of a size. They should be about 150, 200 years old. They ought to be in their prime, and quite clearly they're not.
30 miles of roads crisscross Epping Forest. The man in charge of it says he too is worried about the effect of car exhaust fumes, though he doesn't believe the problem is anything like as bad as Bob Johnston claims.
A visitor to the forest will always see dead trees, and it's really no surprise to the conservators that the very oldest trees on the poorest soils are dying. And if they're all of the same age, which they are, they're all going to die at the same time.
It'll take 150 years for these young, self-sown trees to reach maturity. So far, they show few signs of disease, but politicians of all parties and many in Europe believe time is running out. They say the British government has failed to get to grips with the problem, that action to curb pollution is still too little and too late.
There is no doubt in my mind, or in the minds of any of the members of my committee, that there is this direct connection. And we are at risk. The longer we take to put matters right, the more damage is going to be suffered.
Pollution doesn't recognise frontiers. And although they've been saying over and over again, well, British forests are all right, British lakes are okay, British monuments are not being affected, it isn't true.
Last year, the Forestry Commission published a survey of forest health. Its conclusions that some of Britain's trees are in the poorest state of health of any in Europe. Bob Johnston says that unless something's done urgently, by the turn of the century, Epping Forest's 6,000 acres could be little more than scrubland. Barbara Long, Thames News.